And welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors channel. My name is Chris, bringing it to you from this lovely Tuesday afternoon. And let's get right into it. What's going on right now? Well, Elon Musk obviously pumped Doggy Coin. I actually got a little list of Doggy coins here, Doggy, Shib, and Floki, which might receive some benefit from this, making the new Twitter logo a doggy. So that's pretty fun news, up 25% today at some point. What else? Today it was announced the former president is in New York, where he's expected to plead not guilty to the charges relating to the hush money. And the Atlanta Fed has also said GDP now, real GDP estimate for Q1 growth moved down to 1.7%. Its lowest reading since February at 0.7%. So is that showing what the Fed is doing is working? Are we about to get a recession? We're not in negative territory yet. Number 3, U.S. manufacturing activity declined for the 5th straight month in March, falling to the lowest level since May 2020. This is the first time since 2009, and all those numbers are actually on my FX book today. And you can see the JOLTS numbers. Additionally, job quits were up, but job openings were down, and that's more of a bearish tone for the dollar. And what else is really bearish for the dollar is it seems like every nation, the BRICS nations, every other day you're getting some kind of a handshake between, the Saudi prince and Putin going, yeah, we're no longer going to use the dollar. And what does that mean for the dollar? Well, heading down to our target, as we mentioned yesterday, target down here, 101.10. Let's see if that lines up a little bit more with the fib here. I just want to double check. And actually, as my associate corrected me, it was 101.05 I had yesterday as the target for the dollar breakdown here. You can see, well, volatility is declining. We're in for a big bounce off the dollar. I do believe we're going to bounce at some point. Who knows how low she can go. If every other nation is just going to drop the dollar. I did a really funny piece this morning about Silvergate Bank. Their former chairman sold 100 million shares before the collapse. And now Signature Bank, that's the one. You can see down 98%. So if that's not a poop coin, I don't know what is one. And that is, just a bit scary. Who's going to fill that gap? I do not think anybody's going to fill that gap. I personally don't. All right. So let's get into the fun part. Bitcoin price action targets, following up what we've been talking about over the past couple of days. And look, this is the range to the upside or the downside on a daily time frame candle closure, or more specifically the daily. So again, we've been talking about this pretty much all week. The last time this happened, we did get a decent pullback. However, when volatility finally expanded, what happened? And we define that as above 25%. We got a little upside and downside move. I mean, tough move there. And 1, 2, 3 is the wave count, right? Elliott wave theory. But here's what I would say. The bulls need to cross this thing up sooner than later. And today we will cross momentum to the upside above 28,576. So I have the pivot a little higher here. That's where I want to see price action close above on the daily time frame to denote that next target higher. And as I postulated yesterday on the live stream, I said, hey, look, wouldn't be surprised if there's a big liquidity grab. What would that look like? Well, a drive down right below the range, and then a quick spike back up, and heading up towards the $32,000 target. And we'll see if that lines up with anything on the Fibonacci retracement tool. 32,000, 31,000, 32,600. that would need a pretty volatile move. So what we want to see here is volatile. And again, this looking more on the bearish side to be fair. As the PMARP loses that moving average, momentum is to the downside. And when volatility does expand, and we want to see that get above 25%. So it really hasn't gotten on the floor yet. But when volatility does expand, and so we could chop around here for a little bit more, and that would give the chance for altcoins to run as Ethereum is showing himself strong. So wrapping it up on Bitcoin here, if you wanted to front run that signal, a 4-hour closure above 29,187, probably good enough to get the next momentous move. Additionally, the 12-hour has not tagged the green 55 yet. I would suspect, just like we got a bounce on the 6-hour time frame, the 4-hour time frame, and now the 10-hour time frame, pretty strong bounce. So the next one to bounce would be that 12-hour time frame bounce. And as long as we don't close any dailies below the range lows, coming in at 26 now, or really I would leave it to be more conservative at 26,500, then you could expect more sideways consolidation and maybe a little bit more lower volatility as Bitcoin just chops it around. So let's check out Ethereum. So Ethereum kind of taking out the range highs and the wick high, and that would look like more like continuation to me if volatility expands here, momentum's to the upside. We have not taken out the August 2022 high, which Bitcoin has already done so. What else can we line this up with? Bitcoin dominance taking a little bit of a leg down, still consolidating here, hasn't broke the breakdown level. So if you see Bitcoin dominance come down below 47%, that would be a good indicator that altcoins have some breath. Additionally, I wanted to point out on the daily time frame, we are getting a bit of a sell off the green 55 there. And if this major trend line does start to break down on tether dominance, again, when tether goes down, Bitcoin go up, altcoin go up. That's typically how it works. Again, it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but let's see where we can draw this major trend line in here and where it would be likely to break. So I'll use the wicks here and be conservative. And we were kind of looking at this as a bit of a double bottom here, but it did get rejected, came back down, and momentum is currently crossed to the downside. We'll cross up above 698% today. So still, to be fair, it looks like it does want to come back down to that trend line. And if tether dominance goes down, what are people doing? They're probably buying some doggy coins, Shiba Inu coin, and some of the other hot coins. So let's get into some of those as well. So overall, if I, had to take a guess, one more spike down and then a spike up. We've been battling this 28.5 region for some time. And, with the dollar coming down, equities are coming down. And what else is the narrative? So, de-dollarization, people dumping their dollars and probably dumping their stock. If the dollar is going to lose its status as the world reserve currency, it's not going to happen in one day, probably going to happen over a period of time. And that is something Ray Dalio has been talking about for a while, is, the threatening superpower. I still think the wild card is the Fed. Powell, the guys at the Federal Reserve, they're not idiots, right? They have all the money in the world to get the best financial advice, even though they're running a $50 billion loss for the first time in 100 years, which is something else to talk about. The Fed is a bank, a for-profit bank, and right now they're running a loss. I wonder why. Holding some bonds, holding some U.S. Treasury bonds from some low levels probably is the case. But looks like we're getting a rejection at the target here that we've had up all year. So momentum, crosses back to the downside below 13,199. So we're hanging on to a thread, and I would say just a tick below 13,150. Very likely gets a little bit of a move down. Still looking more bullish. You got the golden cross on the daily now, and I would say it would we would need a major economic event to happen for, some more bearish news. And typically April, it doesn't look like there's any bearish news to come out. The next rate hike, I believe, is May 3rd. So interesting to see there. But as people de-dollarize, people may be dumping their stocks. I don't know. Because if the dollar ain't worth 50 cents by the time you sell your stock, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Buy central bank digital currency, which in July, FedNow, the new payment system for the banks, is going to launch. I'd be watching out for that as well. Did want to bring up a couple of hotter altcoins that I have on the list here. Starting out with Aptos, which depends on how you draw this trend line. Trend could have already broken on the daily time frame, and beautiful sell off the green 55 as usual as we are crossed down. So now momentum is to the downside. Well, at least the silver crosses to the downside. So technically you should be playing the short positions. And the question is, are we going to come down and test this massive trend line? Let's see where else we could draw this trend. On the weekly time frame, I got to get my... Yeah, I would say trend was broken for Aptos. And what does this thing do? I don't even know, but I know it was one of the hottest coins of the start of the year, and it is now pretty much broken trend. You've got the higher high, higher low, and yeah, I'd say as long as the weekly time frame can hold the higher low positions, this thing could have some serious momentum to the downside. Again, denoting that with when tether dominance starts to rise. So you could almost call that a test of the trend. I wouldn't be surprised to see one more spike down and then picks it up to the upside. Certainly when you get the silver cross again, yellow 21, green 55, going to look good for some more upside. All right, that's it out of that one. Matic, which is going to break the daily trend, downtrend. If you look at this as a kind of massive diamond type candle, again, why would I fear buying here at the green 55? Well, right into resistance on the 55-day exponential moving average. So how do you catch the move? How do you know the breakout is real? Well, you want to see a weekly reversal. And this week, we're going to have a chance to do it by confirming any kind of a weekly closure above 114. To me, that would confirm this, more conservatively above 116. And I would be looking for some upside continuation and some liftoff. Let's see if this one looks any better when it comes to breaking the weekly trend line. It looks like a lot of these have started to break. Near already broke the weekly downtrend. We got the first higher high and the first potential higher low right there. And technically speaking, looks like higher highs and higher lows. Well, it's a little bit of a nuanced situation here with Mr. Near token. But if Bitcoin can run to the top side and hit that 33,000, I think a lot of these are going to approach at least their green 55 on the weekly time frame. Let's check out Phantom. Mr. Phantoms. So similarly to this one, on the weekly time frame, we broke that weekly trend line, that weekly downtrend trend line, call it right there. Close enough is close enough, right? So you break it, you come retest and launch to the moon. That's the pattern. And lastly, let's do some doggy coin analysis here. When I was looking at it, it looked like a pullback sooner than later. But Elon Musk doing what he did. I mean, if anybody saw it, Twitter. Oh, look, Shibi coin right there, top left corner, and doggy coin. I guess I'm going to have to follow them now. Oh, huge info. Just a huge, I wrote it down. You know, there's 5 reasons why doggy coin is good for Bitcoin. 1, it's the hype surrounding it. 2, brings more awareness to crypto payments. 3, people often take their meme coin profits and put them in Bitcoin, so it'll create more demand for Bitcoin. 4, I'm drawing a blank here. I had them written down earlier, but all around, you know, when meme coins start to pump, it's typically, you know, a good sign that the bull market is here. Oh, look, there's Trump getting arrested. There's Elon. Raider for the machine. You got Biden says it remains to be seen whether AI is dangerous. Just wait till AI starts, creating little COVIDs, right? Design me a robot, a new virus that will wipe out all the people with not blue eyes this time, brown eyes. That would be bad, guys. I mean, AI, the world is changing at such a fast pace right now. Certainly, Bitcoin's going to be at the forefront of life savings technology. That's why I always recommend people get educated and start to own some. Other than that, guys, that's all I got for today. Hope you have a blessed and highly favored day, and we'll check in tomorrow with some more price action. Take care.